They rejected TikTok's claim that the new divestiture ban law would violate its users' free speech rights and also harm small businesses. Instead, the court found that what the government had done in enacting this law was actually intended to protect free speech rights, that it saw as potentially being harmed by Chinese-related ownership of the app.
So based on that, the question really becomes about enforcement. If this goes forward, do we know what President Trump's or President Trump-elect is his final view on this is?
We don't yet, and that's a great question, Alex, and it really is the one that's hanging over all of these proceedings. The law actually snaps into effect the day before Trump is to be inaugurated. And we also have the prospect of a Supreme Court challenge by the company that we would expect really any moment from now on until the ban actually is to take effect. And they may try to seek an emergency ruling, but our colleague, Bloomberg analyst Matt Schettelheim, does not think that the Supreme Court, that is, would act on an emergency basis to rule on the law's constitutionality or to halt it. They may decide to take it and put a stay on its enforcement, but delay deliberation on it until later in the year. That would leave some time for Trump to decide what to do and how to enforce it. It is a law, though. He can't simply ignore it. And we would have to see, would he try to maybe get a narrow Republican majority Congress to reverse the measure that was signed by Biden in April. What we also could see, interestingly, is the presence of two of his key advisors, Marco Rubio and Mike Waltz, reversing this position by Trump against the ban.
What have we heard, if anything, from ByteDance recently? What if this ban does in fact go in effect? Would they abide by a shutdown? Would they look to divest it? What have we heard from ByteDance?
Well, what we've heard consistently from them is opposition to this law and a refusal to sell. And in their initial court filing in May, they even said, look, a sale is impossible. They see it as physically and technically unworkable because the technology of ByteDance is so interwoven into the TikTok platform that it's really hard to separate the two. They have not said what they will do if they finally reach the end game. Okay, now you have to shut down. The U.S. would have to explore whether it would go after people who tried to access TikTok via a VPN as opposed to other platforms. And, you know, that is where, as Alex brought up earlier, the enforcement questions start to crop up.